about that company. Every time you turn around, they're always doing some crazy update that you literally don't need at the end of the day, but they just put it in there for the sake of just putting it in there. Gee whiz, I swear. Anyway, first things first, I'm thinking that maybe I pressed the button wrong because the how they got the live and everything's moved over in the center now, where it used to be on this side. Well, why'd you just leave it on that side? What's the point of that? It's a stupid update. Anyway, first things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company's Black Series Edition LLC with the Imperial Gunmetal Crystal Edge Technology Screens and our FLE VT technology coming out. I have no idea why Google does sometimes. I'm curious about what they think of sometimes. Oh, man. Anyway, had a pretty productive day today, but we had to go over to, again, Allentown Police Department, and we had to file more charges. Again, this guy's in the middle of an open case, and he just doesn't seem to understand this, and he just continues to do dumb stuff. So he got additional charges filed again today. This is on your previous charges. You're up to 62 charges right now on your. You got to answer for all this. This is going to be bad for this individual. He's got jail time is definitely on the menu. He doesn't get it. So this stalking charges that he just received today is where he posted my sister's address. Guess who's involved in that now? The building management, the person who owns the complex, guess what? They don't like what you did. So guess what they're doing? They're filing criminal charges against you. So now you have several different people besides us. There's actually more than one people that are actually in that courtroom have already gone and filed charges against Jamie. These are people actually own the buildings that he went in and he basically used them for his pleasure to stalk us. They're filing charges against them. So this is a definite 30 years you're going to receive out of this. You don't listen, man. You just keep doing dumb stuff and more dumb stuff and more dumb stuff and more dumb stuff. I went there and talked to the officer and he said, oh, on the previous case, I said yes. Now, mind you, individuals that are already in this case, as in Danny, Silent Week 5, you guys are actually in this report. Anything that he does, you're going to get hit with it. Anything that these guys do, he's going to get hit with it. It's a back and forth all day long. So they're done. They have enough evidence. They have more than enough. Next week, I go down, I get the case number. From the case or incident report number. From there, we go to the FBI. We submit all that information to the FBI. FBI and the detectives unit starts their investigation on basically finding out the whereabouts to the rest of them to bring them in for court. That means they start finding exactly where you guys actually live at so they can bring you before a judge. And I explained to you from the door that the fact that all this started from Jamie making fake rumors, saying that our products were scams, were ripping people off. And mind you, we did give him the opportunity. We gave him a certified letter, which the judge has a copy. We'll have a copy of it with the tracking number showing he did sign for this item, which was a certified letter, asking you to basically give you full permission to send us down black paint, as you made these claims for our products are nothing but black paint, we're ripping people off, we're scamming people. And the fact that he never sent the letter down, never sent down the paint. He sealed you guys' fate from the door. Now, Wake is being sued because Wake basically went in, committed fraud against their company, did a bunch of demonstrations claiming that did a fake unboxing on our company, committed fraud. He's being sued for copyright infringements. On the lawyers saw on the receipt there was our logo sitting there, which basically we didn't give you permission for that. He is going to be charged with some form of mail fraud because he did use the United States Postal Service, even though a package wasn't shipped from A to B. It clearly shows that, he went in and he did this from the door. He used the United States Postal Service to commit a crime. So they're going to be filing charges on that. That's a several. I forgot to get that freaking document. I got to go back over and get those documents and fill them out. So that has to be done for that. Also, too, recently in one of Danny Rogers' video, he made several statements that the Black Phantom product was our product. Mind you, we don't have any receipts, any transactions, nothing at all whatsoever. These false claims. He's also being sued again for slandering our company. Rogers is going to be sued multiple times. As a matter of fact, his company is under challenge. We put his company for challenge for court that he made false accusations, committed fraud on his website, basically making up false accusation that his products were doing certain things that they weren't. Mind you, gentlemen, if you lose that case, that's a fraud charge. I told you before, if you lose this is a 30-year prison sentence with millions of dollars in fines. It's freaking crazy. Now, also too, he also put my face on a little kitty cat. That's what you did. So I'm suing you for defamation for up to about $250,000 to about $500,000. You're going to be sued for in court for that. And as you claim in your emails, you have the money, so it shouldn't be a problem for you to pay out. Also too, in your videos, you also stated that you basically produced a product better than the Phantom. You claimed that our products came out dark and unwatchable. So I'm suing you for $1 million in civil court for that, because making those false statements about my company you should have never did to begin with if you don't own my products at all, period. And keep in mind, we can show the judge that we have a history of trying to buy products from you to try to support your claim as you claimed, but we got multiple cancellations. Even you went as far as to go in and to remove an entire state out of a shopping cart in order to keep us from buying. So that right there, you sealed your fate on that. I told you, damned if you do and damned if you don't on that scenario. Mr. Matthew, we have your information from the door. You purchased from our company, so we know everything about you from the door. You went in and continued to do fake demonstrations about my product, even though we told you from the door that our products do not support those particular projectors, but you continued on. I'm suing you for $1 million, by the way. And mind you, gentlemen, we don't care if you don't have the money. You're still going to get hit with it. Who's the other fellow? Oh, yeah, Mr. Williams, Derek Williams. Boy, I'm telling you. You're an interesting character, and I'll tell you right now, we know exactly where you live at. Exactly where you live at. Let me explain something to you, the situation you got yourself in. Mr. Williams felt it upon himself to send letters over to a neighbor's house with a lot of nasty stuff in it. Mr. Williams signed his name to the letter, literally. And Mr. Williams shows up over 1,000 times, even in recorded live streams. You can see Mr. Williams contacting our company, harassing our company. So he's being sued for harassment, cyber stalking, and also to mail fraud, which he committed. He also committed it twice when he tried to send Christmas letters to my sister's house, which never made it. See, those letters were basically redirected. They were held at the post office and redirected to the Allentown Police Department. That's where your letters are at right now. And your fingerprints, again, I'm pretty sure, are all in there. So, again, you're being prosecuted on 2 accounts of post office mail fraud from the door. That's 40 years from the door, including trying to commit fraud against my company and all the other charges we have against you. That's an additional maybe 5-10 years from us alone by itself. In the lawsuit, I will be suing you at the end of the day for $250,000 in civil court. So, yeah, man. Way to mess up your lives in 2024. You guys really wrecked yourself. And Jamie, the head leader of them all, is never getting out of jail. Jamie has literally so much stuff against him that he will never ever get out of jail. Jamie's facing very serious charges. Jamie has 2 accounts of post office mail fraud. That's an additional 40 years. Jamie has perjury committed against his company and an LLC, which again, that is 25 years for perjury. Jamie also too has massive criminal charges, ranging from charges from 90 days to 1 year to 6 years to 10 years, and some of them can reach even 20 years. And we're asking for a 30-year prison sentence to satisfy us at the end of the day, including the millions and millions of dollars of fines he's going to be hitting over and over and over again. There'll be quite a few process servers coming to his front door to know his whereabouts. To basically get him ready for court. Now, we already know from the door that Fernando is not going to show up in Allentown. See, we're going to sue you first. We're going to sue you before the criminal charges pop up. You know why? Because you can't come to Allentown. You come here, you got charges against you. So you can't show up. So that means I could sue you for pretty much anything I want. You can't come and fight the case because you know why? You can't come here. You did too much dirt at the end of the day. You abused the Allentown Police Department by calling it a fake call to the Allentown Police. Had them come over here. They know all about you. Who else? What other things you did at the end of the day? On the terroristic threats, death threats. Yeah, you put my face on it. Wanted, dead or alive. Mind you, Jamie, all that information has been scanned into the system already. So the police have us scan any document, anything we bring down. I can give it to them and they will scan it into the system and the judge will see this when you go to court. All your evidence is right there. You showing you abusing your company. So I am suing your company. I'm suing you. So you're looking at somewhere between just about 13 or 14. No, I say 13 or 14. I would say somewhere between 5 or 6 smaller lawsuits. They're 12 grand a piece. And then there's the bigger ones that basically in civil court for slander of my company for saying we're scamming people. It's a $5 million lawsuit. We're going to be filing against you. Now, we know darn well you don't have the money. It's going to bury you in liens. A lot of liens. A lot of them. So, for anyone to sit there today and say, oh, Christians aren't meant to be welcome mats. That's not what we are. I have a right to defend my company, just like anybody has a right to defend their company. And if you're caught doing it, then guess what? You did it to yourself. You know, I sat there when I was in there filing these charges against this guy at the end of the day. I just thought about it. You guys listen to the devil all day long. You know what the devil does? The devil takes time from you. He does. He's a professional time taker. That's what he does. He takes time from you. You don't gain any time when you listen to Satan. You lose time. You gentlemen are going at the peak of your time and age. At 40 and 50 years old, you're going to spend years in jail. That is when time is more important, that particular time. Because at that time, anything could happen. You could go at any given time. And you want to put as much time as you can on this earth with your friends and family. Don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. But you decided to listen to the devil. And look what it got you into. Now you're going to be in court, because I got to pop in there too, and I will be suing you for my time. My time I got to take off to go to court to deal with this nonsense. I'll be suing you 100 grand for basically wasting my time. Because I got to be in there. You're going to pay for all my court costs. You're going to pay for my lawyer's fee. You're going to pay for everything. And keep in mind, we are not responsible for reimbursing. No one's going to reimburse your airline tickets to come out here. You're going to pay for that yourself. You lose, you pay for everything, even the whole court costs, everything. So you've done this to yourselves at the end of the day. And then on top of that, you followed behind Jamie. And that's the worst thing you could have done ever. Because then I can see the finger pointing coming. I can see it a mile away. I can see you guys sitting there pointing the finger, blaming Jamie. At the end of the day, it's all his fault. You know, but you got to understand, gentlemen, you are grown men. At the end of the day, you know the difference between right and wrong. And that's what the judge is going to tell you. You could probably basically try to get a plea deal. We are not giving you a plea deal. You're not getting one from me. So I don't know who else you'd be getting one from. And some of you are facing federal charges already. So it's no way out of this situation. But as I said before, you listen to Satan. And Satan is a time taker. I listened to Satan years back. And I lost 8 years and 9 months of my life. I was young when I did it. So at least I was able to gain some of it back. But you guys are older. You could to go through the criminal system at 30 days is a nightmare. And you're looking at way beyond 30 days. From the amount of evidence that we have here already. We even have thousands and thousands of emails that are sent over to the FBI on you guys contacting us and other people contacting us. We have text messages with racial slurs all over them and pornography, all kinds of stuff. It's outrageous. You guys are looking at real serious jail time. Mostly, I think the other ones are probably looking at, without the federal charges and everything else, they got themselves in probably 7 to 10. And with the federal charges, because some of them already committed crimes on post office mail fraud, they're automatic 20 years. Good luck bargaining with the government on that, because the government, they can't bargain for jack with them. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you the scary part, gentlemen. This is the scary part. More scary than basically being locked up. The scary part is when it's going to happen. That's the scary part. When you're going to be sitting out there with your friends and family or at a restaurant at your job, and these officers are going to walk in. Every time you see a police officer, you never know when they're going to come out of that vehicle and walk right over to you and answer your name. That's the scary part. That's where the paranoia kicks in. Anytime you get a knock at your door, you never know who's knocking at your door. So just give you a little bit of a wake-up call here, gentlemen. We haven't forgot about you just because I'm talking about other things here and there. No, we were going in and basically submitting evidence against you. That's been going on all week long. While I've been doing all these videos and doing this and doing that together. Yeah, we've been taking care of the other part of it and getting ready for court. Now, we know already from the door, like I said, the other fellow, or actually the rest of them are being hit with lawsuits too. You're not going to show up for the lawsuits. We know that from the door. So if you don't show up, this is what happens. You forfeit. Automatically, we win. So what happens is Mr. Bird goes up to the top floor. We execute judgment. We give it to a debtor. A debtor basically sends that information to someone in your neck of the woods, and they take it up. And then they go to your house with the police, because they'll come over with the police just in case there are any problems, and they start collecting your stuff until you pay up what you owe us. Now, mind you, what I found out from basically when I sue you guys, what am I able to take from you? And it's pretty bad. I can take life insurance policies. I can take your college money. I can garnish your income tax. I can garnish your paychecks. I can take items or take land, cars, anything, pretty much anything. I was surprised when they touched on and said I could take life insurance. I'm like, gee whiz, you can take someone's life insurance lawsuit. You got to pay it up. They owe money. And then what you can't, when we're done and there's nothing left, then the next stage is they're going to slap you with heavy liens for the rest of it. And liens collect interest down through time. Now, can't get mad at me about this. You brought it on yourself. You have no one to blame but yourself. No one told you to do those things at the end of the day. I never gave you permission to use my face without my permission. As a matter of fact, Sound Week 5, you did use my face twice. So I got to get ready for file those lawsuits also too. I forgot you did post my face a couple of times. So I'll be suing you for that too. So you know the difference between right and wrong. You just are idiots at the end of the day. You guys all got together and decided to do dumb stuff and thought you were going to get away with it. And now you can't get away with it. Now you're all going to jail. And you're going to be sued. You're going to be broken in jail. Ah, that's pretty bad. What a way to celebrate 2024. Can't get mad at me at the end of the day. You did it to yourself. You ever heard the term, you follow a fool, you become a fool? That's what you did. You followed Jamie, and you became a fool just like he became a fool. All the charges that Jamie's being filed with, you're going to be tagged in with that too. And he has quite a lot in there. With hardcore evidence to match everything. So Jamie, a little message to you. All those pictures that you posted directly on your company's site and every place on your YouTube channel, everywhere, all those pictures were scanned into Detective Unit's computer system. You are now going to have a permanent record. If you are able to get out. That's the thing. If you're able to get out. Stalking charges can hold up to 5 to 10 years. And you have over 60 charges on you. That means every time I have to go in there for all the different charges, they have to count them out. Well, actually, we could be in there. I think we'd be in there for all day for like the whole 60 charges. Yeah, one guy, I remember, he got like 250 something charges. It was a whole lot. Was a police officer. He got something like 250. He got life in jail for that one too. But you got quite a bit. You got quite a bit. And again, gentlemen, I would not take this as a joke because this is an extremely serious ordeal. Like I said, the incident charges are right there, and Jamie's being charged with this. You guys are going to be charged with it also too. I would suggest you get a criminal defense attorney. This would be something that you would have to invest in. You're definitely going to have to invest in one. The evidence is going to be hard to fight. It's going to be extremely hard to fight because of all the information we have on you guys. It's very hard to fight. You just put it right out there in the open. You did. Made it very easy. Even the officers were looking at this like, you're suing these guys? And I was like, oh, heck yeah, we're suing them. Every last one of them. They said, okay, good. It's just so much of it. It's so much of it. And that's not even consider the fact that we're flooding the FBI with freaking all those emails. They've been watching my account. There's all that stuff's been monitored. Your accounts are being monitored. They've been watching you guys. Crowcast, guess what? That's part of it too. Crowcast got thrown in there too. That shows you guys together, in groups together, coming at me. So it shows that if you guys go to court and you try to use the excuse where you try to throw another person under the bus by saying, hey, I don't know him. I've never talked to him before. I met him a few times. No, you haven't. We got you guys in chat rooms talking together called Crowcast, which you guys all know each other. You know, for the people who sit there and say that, those individuals that sit there and say, well, I had nothing to do with the stuff he was doing. Yeah, it's called by association. That's what it's called. You can be charged for association. So basically the fact that you knew these activities were going on and basically you did partake in some of them, but not all of them, and you still can be charged with it. You'd be surprised. So as I said before, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you how it's going to go down for you. I don't know at all, period. Tell you the truth, like I said, once all that hits the judge's table, they got to start swearing out the warrants for the arrest. So again, that's when someone's going to come by and put those handcuffs on you and cart you off, and you have to be processed through the system. Once you process the system, depending on the case and how much stuff has been going on, depends on whether or not they decide to give you bail. You could just stay in there. They could hold you in there until your court date comes up. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. But all this started, and the sad thing about it, it's not the sad thing about it, is this sad thing how people think at the end of the day. All this started because Jamie was jealous of our products. If he sits there and says, I wasn't jealous of your products, yeah, you were. We can show the judge where we tested your products, they don't work, and we can show the judge where we basically purchased items from you with your permission, and after you cursed us out and all the other crazy stuff we went through, you know, your products don't work. We're bringing your company to court for fraud charges right now. Your company's being challenged, Jamie, on several different accounts. It's being challenged. One of the things that's being challenged, the fact that you ripped off consumers, you sold them a house paint, and you try to make it look like it was something that it wasn't. You can show them the videos. I guarantee the judge will side with us before he sides with you, showing how you lied in these demonstrations. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a bit of a mess. On top of that, your company's being challenged on the LLC for committing perjury. We're challenging you on that in court, including, you know, the other people that are actually involved in that, organizations that are involved in that, involving the perjury. I guarantee that the lawyer who signed his name to that, or he or she signed his name to that, is going to go turn around and they're going to hit you too on top of that, because you lied on a document. And on top of that, the fact that we're also brought up that the fact that you stole a lot of money off Frankenstein. You used their name, you made money off of it, you didn't pay off any royalties at all. And then there's the copyrights with our company, one where we had to have a process server. That right there, it's going to be a case was already reactivated, so that is 30 grand right there. And then the one we're going to be taking you for federal court, which is involving Black Series Edition. Yeah, we're going to be requesting some lengthy jail time for that one alone by itself. Yeah, sat there and contacted me. I'm going to talk about penal codes. Really, you want to talk about penal codes? Which state you think will charge you first for what you just did? You know, California charges you for doxing. A lot of time you can get for doxing in California. So which one you want to serve? You want to serve it here in Pennsylvania, or you want to serve it in Cali? But since everything happened here, guess where you're going to be charged at? You're going to be charged in Pennsylvania. So Mr. Williams, mind you, when I talked to the judge and I explained to her, or him, whoever's going to be taking up the case, that we did contact you. I have messages where I reached out to you and I explained to you need to back down because you don't want to get involved in these individuals, and you continued on. So we did warn you, and we can show in letters that we warned you. Jamie, we had a lawyer contact you for cease and desist order on the Crystal Edge, which you refused. So again, when you get sued, you can't cry and whine about it. You were never warned. When we sue you for millions involving calling our company a scam and all this nonsense you did, you can't go in and you can't basically sit there and say, well, you know, I didn't, nobody, we sent you a certified letter. That's what the letter was for. You know, at the end of the day, we test our products against black paint. We can take out black paint any day of the week. This is what we do. That letter was sent to you to seal your fate. You didn't see it. That's the thing about it. You didn't see that one, did you? It's court. That's what I said. At the end of the day, you guys don't get it. We send you this stuff because we know at the end of the day, you're not going to send me black paint. We know you're not going to send me black paint. You watch me do demonstrations on black paint all day long. So why in the world would you send me black paint? This would just embarrass you even more. So you thought it'd be safer just never to send it. We can seal your fate in court with that easily. Your lawyer doesn't have a leg to stand on. What's he going to say at the end of the day? And we gave him the opportunity to send it right to the address. We never got it. You already sealed your fate from the door. An attorney's going to tell you right from the door that, hey, why didn't you send it over? If this what you felt at the end of the day, if this was your belief that these individuals were ripping people off and scamming people, and this is what you believed in, why didn't you send them over the black paint? There you go. Because you lied. That's why. You sat there and lied for all those years, made up all those stories, and you lied. And that's why you couldn't send the black paint over, because you knew darn well if we put it against the screen would have beat the black paint. There you go. You just sealed your fate. So no attorney will touch you with a 10-foot pole. I like to make sure when I bring somebody into court, they have nothing at all, period. It's like watching someone drown in the middle of the ocean. There's nothing there to help them at all, period. That's what we do when we bring you to court. We strip all that away from you so you have nothing there. Just like with Mr. Rogers, if you sit there and tell a judge and say at the end of the day, hey, look, he hasn't ordered my products, so how would he know this is new stuff at the end of the day? Oh, we did try to order his products. As a matter of fact, we had a lengthy conversation with the individual when he was going to come back from vacation. Made multiple videos requesting him to open the shopping cart so we can make the purchase. He said he was coming back on the 3rd. We came on the 3rd. We put our order in. He removed an entire state. So guess what that means? Your claim's thrown out the window. There you go. See? We knew you weren't going to. Come on, gentlemen. If you think I was going to basically think at the end of the day, you want to send me paint after 7 cancellations and you removed an entire marketplace to keep me from buying your stuff. You really think I was going to have faith that you were actually going to send the item over to you? Now I was just trying to figure out what sneaky way you were going to try to get around it from us not being able to purchase your product. Now you can't cancel the order. We already have enough of those on you, so that would be embarrassing. And if you send it over here with your address attached to it, which you can't do anyway because you committed criminal charges against my company, actually criminal activities against my company, this shows guilt. You know that, right? That you couldn't send your address over here because you're afraid that, I told you, only 3 people are going to have it. It's me, the attorneys, and police, the detectives unit. So if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you worry about me having it? Why would you worry about the detectives unit having it? Why would you worry about anybody, even anyone having it, even the lawyers, if you didn't do anything wrong? That's why you couldn't send it, because you did stuff that you was wrong. And if you know, if we had it, we could prosecute you even faster. That's why. See, there's so many ways we can work this. That's why. So, yeah, you sent it over with a P.O. box. That have told you right from the door. You were scared to send your address down. So you couldn't have that. So let's think of the most sneakiest way that we can show that the shopping carts are open, that he can come buy the product, including the little happy face with my name, Ken, on it. The judge will see all that. Even though you took it off your account, mine, it's recorded on these units right here. We go in and buy, and you remove an entire state. I did that video 3 times in a row. I took the camera and I ran it down nice and slow, and guess what? PA is not there. Yep, there you go. So that means that at the end of the day, you can't back up the statement that you said about my phantom product. You claimed it came up that dark, and you know it didn't. You know it was black paint, and you basically printed up the label. And because of that, I'm basically going to be suing you for this, including basically using my face without my permission. And since Silent Wake 5, which is supposed to be promoting your videos at the end of the day, actually slandered our product, guess what? He's getting sued and you're getting sued. And I know what you're going to do at the end of the day to Silent Wake 5. You're going to go into court and you're going to sit there and tell a judge that I had nothing to do with what he said out of his mouth. I guarantee you he does it to him. He's going to throw him under a bus multiple times. He's going to throw him under a bus. He's going to tell that judge that I have nothing to do with what he just said. I never told him to say that to begin with. That was his idea to say that. I guarantee you. I've seen it too many times to count. I've been to court, multiple times. I've sued people for doing dumb stuff. And I've seen it happen. So somebody should have got something in writing. Or someone's getting sued for this, that, and the other. Yeah, he's going to throw you under the bus. Wake again. If it means him being hit with more lawsuits, he's going to sit there and say, look, I gave him the product. I don't control what he does. That's literally what he's going to do to you. He's not going to sit there and go, oh, I gave him the product. I vouch for him. He's not going to do that. No way in the world. And by the way, Wake, real quick, just to let you know, you and Jamie both got thrown under the bus. Clean under the bus when I told you that he can't sell us the product. I told you this. Removing this state to keep us from buying is, again, you guys went under a bus. It's going to be interesting. You guys are going to be in that interrogation room, stabbing each other in the back, most of all. Mr. Williams is probably going to get the worst of it. They're probably going to blame him for everything, literally. You don't see how they were setting you up, Mr. Williams? Jamie, we have him basically on a document stating and pointing to an address, which is my sister's address, and saying he's sending letters there. And then letters pop up from you, Mr. Williams. Yeah. So you know what's going to happen. Jamie's being sued already for the cyber stalking and all that. The people in the building are going to be filing criminal charges against him for that. But Not only that, the thing about it is, it's the fact that Mr. Williams, they can easily turn around and said that, look, I made the statement, that is true, but still can get him in trouble. But Mr. Williams carried it out, and I never told him to. There's so many ways you guys are going to rip each other. You're going to stab each other in the back. I can see it coming. But all in all, the one that threw you under the bus first was Jamie. Jamie got you under the bus first when we requested the black paint. Because you believed in Jamie's theory. Jamie came up with this theory, and this is what he believed in, that we were these scammers and ripping people off. He made all this up, and you guys jumped on that bandwagon and continued to believe Jamie's lies. And Jamie was like, oh, no, I'm telling you 100%. He's a scammer. He rips people off. You can't trust him, this, that, and the other. And we gave Jamie the opportunity to back up his claim, and he failed to do so. So that means he threw every single one of you under the bus. And the thing about it, I realized, and I got to go real quick, is when I went down to take the extra charges, the charges for Mr. Williams. We thought Mr. Williams was going to have a separate charge by himself. No, Mr. Williams, you got added onto Jamie's charges. Mr. Rogers, you got added on to Jamie's charges. All of you got added on to Jamie's charges. And now we can show videos and pictures of you guys all in the same room in videos together. This does not go well. Oh well. Prison's a horrible place, gentlemen. A very, very horrible place. It's a place you're going to get to know all too well. And you can sit there and say, oh, no. No one's rejoicing over this. I just can't believe people do dumb stuff on that level. I mean, that is really, you did some really dumb stuff. Really dumb stuff. You listen to Satan. Satan took your time from you. Jamie, you have open cases. You literally committed crimes in the middle of an open case. You sent a death threat in the middle of an open case. Yeah, the whole dead or alive. Number one, you took my picture off another area on YouTube that I was using for a bucket challenge for charity, and you took that base and stuck it on a wanted poster, which is stalking, and the other charges you have along with that, the cyber stalking, but you put a death threat there, dead or alive. Now you can sit there and tell the judge in the day, well, I never meant that. Then the day, no, buddy. You're going to get charged for that. You're going to get 10 years by itself for that alone. So we may request 30, but additional charges can get you up to 40 to 50. Including the video that we have of you talking on camera, explaining the inside of the apartment that I was at, the room I was in, the apartment where even my cat sat at. Right there, we got you on recording. So even though we're going to ask for 30, the additional charges that you did in the middle of an open case, you're going to get well over 50 years. Again, I told you, he is never coming home. 2024, gentlemen, will be your last. Now you can sit there and say, hey, you're rejoicing. No. I don't feel sorry for you, because you're grown men and women. I'm sorry, grown men, not women at the end of the day. Sorry about that, I apologize. I'm saying grown men and women. You're grown men. I have no pity for you. No one should have any pity for you. You know the difference between right and wrong. How can you sit up there and scold your kids at the end of the day and teach them the difference between right and wrong, and you're doing dumb stuff like this? You know the difference. You got yourself in that situation. Now the only thing a lawyer can do for you is lessen the blow. That's all he can do. That's it. And I'm going to tell you something, gentlemen. The rest of y'all, outside of Crow going to throw you under a bus. Crow's facing so much jail time, he's going to throw every single one of you under a bus. This is what you're going to fear the most. You don't have to fear me at all. You got to fear Crow. Jamie is going to throw you under that bus, because he's not going down alone. All those charges he's facing at the end of the day, you know, I ain't have nothing to do with half of that stuff. That was them. They did that at the end of the day. All right, I did start the rumor, but that was, oh, he's going to throw you under the bus. This is what you're going to have to worry about the most. You see the deceitful, and this is what you got to understand, gentlemen, how the human mind is. You see the deceitful and dirty stuff that Jamie does? Now imagine if he's facing a life or death situation where he's going to be spending an eternity in jail. How loyal does he think he's going to be to you? That's what you have to worry about. It's like when a group of friends rob a bank, they have to worry about the weakest chain. Which one's going to pull us all down? Which one, I don't condone robbing banks, by the way, but which one is going to be the one to leak it out, to break under pressure, to crack and just spill everything and bring us all down with them? Which one is it going to be? And I'll tell you right now, Jamie is, because Jamie's facing the most time. He's going to bring every last one of you down with him. There's going to be arguments popping up left and right. You're going to say, we all stick together and this, that, and it doesn't make a difference. Y'all stick together. There's literally enough charges on y'all. We got scanned. You're scanned into the system of us showing you committing these activities. It's just depending on who's going to get the most time of it all. And I guarantee you, he's going to bring you with him. And you're going. You thought, no, he would never do that. He's my, oh, yeah, right. You see what happens. You see what happens. I watch couples turn on each other. I watch brothers turn on each other. Mother and son turn on each other. Yeah, jail is a horrible place. Nobody wants to be there at all, period. Nobody wants to spend a second in jail. But judging by the time that you guys are going to get, yeah, you guys are going to be stabbing each other in the back left and right. I tell you one thing I do feel sorry for you about. I couldn't imagine the amount of pressure you must be feeling right now. I couldn't imagine it. It's like that same feeling I had when I had to walk into that courtroom for the first time. There's nothing to describe it. It feels like your head's about to explode, like someone's sticking inside of a vice and it's like being pressured down. Your chest is beating at 100 miles an hour. You feel like you're literally going to have a heart attack right there. Matter of fact, you even wish to have a heart attack right there, and your legs just don't seem to work. I tell you, I went through it. You get that cotton mouth, like you can barely swallow, like you're swallowing a bag full of stones. That's how it feels. And you're looking around and it's just so overwhelming to know that all that evidence of all the stuff that I did is now sitting before a judge. After you go through the process of being processed through the system and you get a taste of what it's like to be inside of that car, what it's like to wear those handcuffs, what it's like to go through that whole facility, that whole process. You don't want to go through that ever again. You never want to go through that ever again, but unfortunately you have to. You don't have a choice. You have to go through that. Now, you can go on the run. I would suggest you not doing that because that's extremely bad at the end of the day. And again, you'll be hunted. You basically have to look over your shoulder every single day. You will never be free, ever. And this is the digital age. People pop up on cameras 24/7. So we're going to disappear off the grid and go mountain man. Can't do that. So you got to face the music. Yeah, that's what I feel sorry about, that you're going to have to go through that. Gentlemen, the reason why it took me, and again, I said it 1,000 times, not more than that. The reason why it took me so long to prosecute you, and I had tons of evidence to prosecute you guys. I could have got you guys any day of the week. Easy to get you guys. Because I tried to avoid for people to go down the same road that I went down through when I got myself in trouble. It's an experience you will never forget as long as you live. You'll never forget it. Hopefully you learn from it, but you will never, ever forget it. It will stay with you for the rest of your life. It's been years and years and years and years and years since that happened to me, and I'll never forget it. It's in the back of my mind as if it was yesterday. You never forget it, ever. Unfortunately, you'll have to go through that. But you had opportunities. I did give you opportunities. And you wouldn't take them. You felt that because you had some people thought they were a bit privileged, that they wouldn't have to go through that at the day. But well, I don't care if you're privileged or not, you're still going. All right, well, sad thing about it is I got to be back down tomorrow morning. We have more charges to be filed. There's more. Because you guys did so much stuff. I got to file on everything. Literally everything. We have all this stuff on my phone. I got to take all that stuff, print it out, scan it, take it down there. All that has to be scanned in. There's all kinds of stuff that has to be scanned in. Or this guy did all kinds of dumb stuff on his account. There's pornography that he posted on his website. Yeah, because we're challenging his company's credibility. That's why it has to be on there. He's being charged in different directions. On top of that, your LLC has been beyond expired. So again, when the conspiracy charges pop up, not conspiracy charges, the perjury charges pop up about you lying about your company's age on your LLC, also too, they're going to basically enforce that you send those documents that are missing off your company's account. You're going to have to put that up also too. That's a fraud charge. Gee whiz Louise. I've seen people self-destruct, but not on your level. Y'all did a whole different way of self-destructing. I mean, that's almost equivalent to someone robbing a bank with wearing their freaking job uniform. ID plate right there in the front. You guys literally did that. Now you do know once the FBI is involved in this. This is not involving the police. The police are taking all the information. FBI is involved in this. So these are federal crimes you're facing. These are different charges. So it's an FBI unit that will be showing up. You know, when they come to prosecute, when they come to get you, this is FBI. Now, involved in this, because there's cyber stalking involved in this, because of this, and because it's committed online, you have no longer any more access online, which means anything you made, anything you built will disappear. It won't be here anymore. It has to be removed automatically from the door through court order. Everything has to be removed. You have no access to anything online ever again. Yep. And some of you, because you did other weird stuff at the end of the day, may have to file as a sex offender. Man, that's not going to go well at all either. And if you are able to get out of this situation, say you're able to go home, your life is destroyed, because again, you're going home to mountains of debt, because you're going to be sued and fined. On top of that, you have criminal charge. You have a criminal charge, a permanent criminal charge now, and some of you are going to have to sign up for that whole sex offender because of what you did online. Yeah, sending us pornography, pictures like that off your site, that's not good. And it's coming from the person who owns the company. Yeah, you have to, yeah, that's weird. That's some really weird stuff. We can even get you, we also have not text messages where you call me your girl, my girl, and we have it right there. And you call me B-boy over and over again. It's just weird behavior. So then you're showing me pornography. Yeah, it's weird behavior. And that's what they're going to see it as. So you're going to have to sign, you're going to have to fill out for one of the, if he does get out. All right, gentlemen. You know, hopefully in this situation that you're going to be going through, that I hope you find God in the situation. Because again, I told you, you're going to need him. You're going to need God more than ever, especially in that place. Because there's a lot of Satan in there. It's a lot. And you're going to need to have God's guidance. Hopefully, and I pray that you go through the system, and hopefully you don't have to do all the time you have to do. And maybe you do get out. And maybe you become men of God. And you change your lives. And things will get better for you. You won't have to worry about that mountain of debt sitting on top of you and all those liens and all that stuff at the end of the day. You don't worry about any of that stuff at all, because God will take care of all that for you. He'll make you a brand new person, give you a brand new life, and you can start your life all over again through God. But if you choose the same evil tactics that you're doing now in that place over there, you won't survive. Because there are even bigger demons in there, much bigger demons. So, yeah, gonna have to make that choice. I made mine when I got in that situation. And that's why I'm here right now. I was facing a 40 to 80 year prison term, and now I'm here. Isn't that interesting how amazing God is? Yeah. Thought I was going to spend the rest of my life in jail. He had other plans. Now, you can sit there and say at the end of the day, well, you know, if we know we're going to go through all this, why don't you just drop? We can't drop the charges. You didn't give us the option to move on, to do something else. You didn't give me an option. You just kept coming with dumb stuff. You literally were building web pages about me. You were slandering me on freaking YouTube, entire channels. You were slandering me on Instagram. You were slandering me on TikTok. We found all kinds of stuff on you. When I even sat there and tried to give you an olive branch and say, hey, look, you know, I show the judge, if you go mind your business, I'll drop charges. I'll just leave me the freak alone. And you just kept coming at me. So what choice did you give me? So you have to go through this process. I was supposed to file post office fraud charges against you last year. I didn't do it because, again, I didn't want to see anybody go through a 20-year prison sentence. It's bad enough to spend a couple of years in there. It's bad enough to spend a couple of minutes in there. At 20 years in that place? So that's the reason why I didn't do it. But you just kept coming at me. You kept sending me pictures of my cube over and over and over again, saying this is mine, do what I want to do, so and so and so. And it got to the point where I kept praying on and praying on. The Lord said, you know what? Follow through. And that's what I'm doing. I'm following through. 2 ways to follow through, gentlemen. There's a way to follow through hatred, through Satan, and there's a way to do it through Christ. I'm doing it through Christ. I'm going through all the proper channels. It has to be done to do things by the book and to basically go in and make sure you're put before a judge so we can get this taken care of. Doing it through Satan would mean basically me not calling anybody at the end of the day, me not going out to the courtroom, none of that. I got connected family. I can just pop over and go, hey, yo, so-and-so, the address, yeah, taken care of. You're done. You're it. It's just finished. It's finished. I couldn't care less what you bring back here. I'm good. We got family. We're good. You finished. But you got to worry about somebody coming in and doing that drop on you. That's what you're going to have to worry about. But I don't do things like that because I already walked that road already. I've done that one before. Don't plan to do that one ever again as long as I live. And because I'm not disrespecting my Lord and Savior on that level and never will, because he's the one that got me in the situation I'm at right now. So why am I going to go over and spit in his face at the end of the day to satisfy Satan? Because I got people that will take care of things for me, but I choose not to go. I can go down that road if I want, but I choose not to go down that road. And the devil does come to me and talk to me about that you can easily get this handled in no time at all. All you got to do is just reach out to them people you know and get it taken care of. This can be squashed today. I got to rebuke him in the name of the blood and put it in God's hands. And that's the way it's supposed to be taken care of. Because if I do that at the end of the day, that makes me no better than you. And I'm not you at the end of the day. So I walk that road with Christ. He'll take care of it. And this is a situation we're at right now. And we're in a situation, gentlemen, where you have an opportunity to become men of God. You have that opportunity. If I had listened to the devil, you would have never made it to heaven. But the choice I made was with God because I serve him first before anybody. And now the opportunity you're in, you have the opportunity to also meet God. Who knows? After this ordeal that you go through and your learning experience and you're able to change your ways and become men of God, who knows? We might be friends. But until then, you have to go through something. I had to go through it myself. Even though I basically repented and I became a Christian while I was in there, I still had to go through something. Still had to. I had to go through that road. I had to travel down that road. I had to do what had to be done. And this is why I can sit here and go to the store and get myself a bag of chips and chicken over there I got sitting over there and go to my business meetings and all that at the end of the day because I basically did what I had to do and I served my time and I was able to be a free man and now I'm serving God. Best decision I ever made in my entire life. So if I had a chance to go do it all over again, basically would have became a Christian a lot faster. That's what I would have done. That's the only regret that I have in life about my life is I wish I would have known God sooner. All right, people. Y'all have a wonderful day. I got to finish some things. I got to get some things done. I got some real good news that happened today. So I'm happy about that. The ad tech technology is going to be on the building. I cannot wait. I'm so happy about that. That's the first stage we need. God's going to allow it to come through. I got a chance to meet with them again today. I'm so happy about it. But I don't have no hatred toward these people at the end of the day. I don't allow Satan. I don't give Satan that opportunity. Gentlemen, don't ever believe in a million years that I hate you for the sake of just hating you. I don't. I don't give Satan that satisfaction. I've done that before already. I've had Satan fill my heart up with so much hatred. I wouldn't let God in at all. And that's what got me in the trouble that I got into when I was young. So I don't give Satan that opportunity. I don't have no hatred toward you at all, period. But what has to be done has to be done. I have to defend my company. I have to do what has to be done. I have to. I have to follow through on everything. Unfortunately, it has to be done. But I have no hatred for you at all, period. I don't fill my day with hatred for anybody. I give all my hatred. If I have anger or anything at the end of the day, I give it to God. That's what you give it to. And God will take it away from you. Don't give the devil instruments of destruction to destroy you. Don't do that. If you're upset and you're angry about something, don't stew on it. Give it to God. Because the devil will come in and use that opportunity to get you in more trouble at the end of the day. And that's what's going to happen to you. You can always walk away from a situation. You have that option to do so. And you have that option. They have that ability to give it to God at the end of the day and let God take care of it. Do not take care of it yourself. Because if you do it yourself, what's going to happen is Satan's going to come in and help you with that project. And it's going to end in a bad way. Trust me. So give all your hatred, all your anger, give it to God. That's what you do. All right, people. Got to go. Thank you all. Be safe out there and God bless. Where's the off button on this thing? Now they changed the menu thing around now.